So what is up, everyone? Today is Tuesday, February 24th. I'll be trading the Nasdaq like I always do. So I'm coming to the session with a pretty bearish bias. I'm sorry, bullish. I misspoke. So honestly, I actually am bullish. I feel like the 4-hour, I feel like the daily might be a little bearish. But honestly, I feel like the main thing I'm looking at is on the 4-hour. I mean, I can't stay bullish all day, but I was just looking at we inverted this 4-hour gap. But if we're going to keep dumping at the open, I mean, honestly, I might want to see more price action play out. But the only thing that susses me out is, like, I feel like I don't like that we inverted this 4-hour gap over here. What's up, Kane? How are you? Yeah, I feel like it honestly kind of tosses me up because the daily is bearish, but the 4-hour, I might end up ignoring that 4-hour inverse, honestly. So I know this is gonna be different for me, but honestly, I'm gonna have one separate eval, or I'm gonna try taking trades just based on like order flow reactions and stuff like that. Which is, today's the first day I'll ever honestly do that, but it's just gonna be an eval I'll be doing it on. So we pretty much just tapped into one huge area. Honestly, I feel like if we start reacting off this, I want to see how we react off London lows, honestly. You know, I know this is going to seem crazy, but I'm just going to try. This is an eval account. Like, honestly, don't copy this trade. But if we get a strong close up, I might try a long off London lows. I'm not taking that just yet. I feel like ICT-wise, though, we took London lows. There's an unfilled 5-minute gap above, but I don't like that structure too much. Then why would you try a long? Only because on Bookmap, which is like the order flow stuff, there were like a bunch of orders sitting at London lows, but it looks like they're just getting ran through. So I might just ignore that. Honestly, I feel like my main goal is just to, I want to just try eval with like order flow trades and see how it plays out. Because I feel like it's so hard to test out Bookmap. Like, because like with FX replay, I can just, what do you call it? I can just like backtest like 6 months at once, but with Bookmap, it's so hard to get the data. But yeah, we're just dumping. I feel like if we're not going to react off London lows, like we're probably gonna be bearish. I wonder, does my stream lag at all? Right, because I feel like it's Bookmap. I feel like Bookmap lags so hard when I use it. I might end up using, in the future, I might end up using Bookmap just on my computer. It is like doing damage to my Mac. I feel like there's not really the best structure coming off of London lows. You said, I don't know if it's just me or your stream. No, it honestly, it could be me. You said unless it reacts now and turns bullish, it's probably dumping. I definitely agree with that. If it keeps lagging, let me know. You said maybe we'll be bullish because we tapped into a 30-minute FEG. I mean, honestly, when I was looking at the 4-hour, I saw this inverse, and I thought, oh, I kind of want to be bullish. But like, I feel like I just haven't had any bullish reaction so far. You said Ivan top ticked short dude's a beast. He really is. I guess. Oh wait, you're probably Anthony from TikTok, I assume. You said, yeah, I am. Because when you brought up Ivan, I was like, yo, it's got to be you. Honestly, there is another Bookmap level, like an order flow level we just tapped into. If we have a different candle that closes strong up, honestly, I feel like I might try along. Just on an eval with like testing out Bookmap stuff. Oh wait, never mind. That order got... When we got close to the order, it actually got pulled, I guess. Or... Never mind. No, I got filled. I lied. This order flow stuff confuses me. I mean, we're probably, at this point, we're probably just coming for this low over here. You said, yeah, PM low and lunch low, yeah. I guess we already took previous day low on ES already. Honestly, what's the stop on this? This is an eval trade. This is like, I'm trying out Bookmap. Do not copy this. I even could have gotten a better entry. I was low key trying to... What did I hit? Oh, I went back to NQ. I wonder, like, when I take trades based off of Bookmap, at what point do I go break even? That was technically the first trade I've taken using Bookmap, even though it's on eval. This is like a 3-to-1. I like, there's all this low resistance liquidity up here though. Honestly, I feel like once we start running these highs, we're probably just going to run this whole thing. But I wonder, ICT wise, honestly, I feel like there's really not that good of an entry in this leg. Like, using inversions, I would have really struggled to find an entry here. I wonder, at what point do I go break even? You said, there you go, Tim, let's go. Appreciate you, Ant. Yo, this was honestly a pretty good entry. You said Ivan was hating on ICT again in a pre-market call. Yeah, because, you know, I feel like I learned from ICT in the beginning, and I had some success with it, so I feel like I'm kind of biased toward it. But, like in cases like this, though, I feel like I got a good entry off order flow. Like, at this point, I'm probably up, like, 2R, honestly. Because 2R... Now, I'm almost up 2R. I'm basically up to almost 2R now. I remember people were making jokes too, like don't cross over to the order flow side. You said, are you going to trail stop or take TP? You know, it might not be the smartest idea, but I might, I don't think I'm going to trail stop until we either take all these highs or if ES wants to put in an SMT up there. Because honestly, I don't see a good point where I could trail it to. Because I feel like theoretically, if I trailed it to here, I feel like I look at ICT still, and I feel like that gap could get rebalanced, if that makes sense. To be honest, if ES takes the high, I might just full close if there's an SMT at the high. Should high follow me? You said there's a fib level that lines up with AM high. Yeah, honestly, I'm cool with... I'm new to trading order flow. If I can catch a 3-to-1, I will so take this. There's not an SMT at the high just yet. I feel like at this point, I really could trail stops to down here. But... honestly, yeah, because I feel like once we're starting to run all these stacked highs, I feel like we really shouldn't start coming back down this far. So I'll trail my stop to there. You said true day opens in the way? I mean, honestly, I don't think we'll reject a true day open. I could be wrong, but... I think I said before that if ES takes the high, I was going to full close, but honestly, I might just... no, I'll full close if ES takes the high. You said, are you trailing take profit? No, I don't really do that. ES is still yet to take the high. I want to think, in terms of inversions, though, we haven't opened up a 5-minute gap, really, so... like, using my normal trading, I really can't find an entry here. I'll just aggressively trail stop here. Bang. I just hit my first order flow trade on live stream. I took a 3-to-1 risk to reward. This is the first time I've ever used order flow to take a trade. I did tell them not to take it, but this is honestly a W. Damn. That really wasn't a bad trade at all. And I was trying to enter somewhere down here. It just took me a second to get in. You said that's a live account? Nah, I wish that was a live account. Nah, this is an eval. So I'm like, can you guys see the balance? I think my face is in the way, but I'm essentially up exactly 1,500 off that. Except I risked 500, took a 3-to-1. So I'm like halfway to passing an out futures 0 eval. So I'm done trading order flow for the day. I'll keep trading the way I normally do. You know, the funny thing was yesterday too, I was thinking in my head the order flow trade I would have taken yesterday would have hit too. But so at this point, in terms of like ICT concepts, so I'll go back to the other account I'm gonna trade. Go back to NQ. You said you need to bang on your Tradeify select. Yeah, I really do. Oh, damn, imagine if I hit that on my Tradeify select. I think my Tradeify select's down like 400 right now. So it's not that bad. But you said, bro, how do you get the entry W trade? Not gonna lie, I appreciate that, Vizid. So the way I got it, remember, I feel like you're not gonna be happy about this, but you know, I've been talking about Bookmap. I pretty much just saw there was like a big zone down there with a bunch of orders, and there was an SNT where like we took out previous day low. So I was thinking, honestly, with all this like the low resistance liquidity up here, like I feel like if we started reacting off that SNT, we'd go up. Honestly, I feel like I'm just kind of using order flow levels and combining it with ICT knowledge, and it's working so far. It's only been a couple days. But at this point, though, in terms of ICT, so I mean, I'm looking for a pullback into this 5-minute gap, honestly. Because I feel like we were moving bearish. We've just shifted structure to the upside. Like, unless we sweep these highs and start displacing immediately back down, I'll be bullish. Especially when you look at the 4-hour, it does line up. Remember, initially, I did say that... I hit the wrong button. This 4-hour gap over here, I feel like since we inverted this, it did suss me out when we pulled all the way back down here. But like, I feel like we should still be going for like previous day high, or maybe this high up here. You said there's 0% chance we don't hit the previous AM session high. Honestly, the way we're moving right now, I feel like we're so obviously bullish. You said the fibs cooking as always. I mean, fibs definitely work. I don't use them too much, but they definitely work. I'm going to close out a Bookmap so my computer stops drowning in processes. Cool. I'm not going to lie, if I do continue to use Bookmap, I really honestly might go back to using Bookmap on my computer and streaming from my Mac. Because my Mac does not like when I stream and use Bookmap at the same time. I also connect 3 monitors to my Mac, so that doesn't help either. And one of them is an ultra-wide monitor, like a 21:9. I have issues. You said there's actually another fib level lining up just below AM highs. I guess, out of curiosity, are you drawing your fib, like, from this high to this low, maybe? I don't really use fibs, honestly. Oh, wait, you're probably... No, maybe you're drawing it... That makes more sense. You're probably drawing it from... Well, this isn't a fib. But it's probably like the 70%, I bet, or something. I don't know. I should stop guessing. Yo, Dodgy took a 1-minute inverse. What did... The 9:35 1 minute? Is this even today? Oh, that's ES. Oh, he took this setup on ES. That makes a lot more sense, I think. You said when I'm on the market is when my mom knows I have to go and look for something in the Amazon jungle. You said, oh, I have it drawn from a wick bottom to body high. The big bear. Interesting. I've never drawn fibs like that. Yeah, at least in my house, I'm lucky. I feel like my parents kind of respect. They don't bother me at least from 9:30 to like 11:30. You said, bro, you're on audio. Let me know when we're mitigating the 5-minute gap. Yeah, I got you, bro. I mean, we're getting a minor retrace, and we still have not hit the gap yet. It was, I feel like it looked like it was going to hit it, and then it just edged it. You said, let me know if we're hitting OTE of the gap. I guess I'll mark that out. I guess if OTE's got to be like somewhere here. You said, is the market slow or am I zoomed out so far? I mean, honestly, when I wonder stuff like that, I'll grab the tool to measure how big the candles are. Like, for example, this is a 45-point candle on the 1-minute chart. Honestly, I wouldn't call that a slow market. But if anything, I feel like we just had like such a big rip off the open. It's just kind of like taking a break up here. You said, is it true volatility is cooked for tomorrow? Whatever that guy said on TikTok. Oh, why was he saying Wednesday's cooked? I forget why he said Wednesday's cooked, but whatever that dude said, I don't think I fully agreed with him. I don't think Wednesday's cooked. You know, I was actually watching one of Ivan's YouTube videos last night, and he was actually saying Wednesday is his favorite day of the week to trade. Because he was talking about, like, in his video, he was explaining, like, weekly theory, if you know what I mean. So, like, if you think, like, if you expect the week to be a bullish week, like, you should be bearish Monday and Tuesday, and, like, toward the end of Tuesday into Wednesday, you look for a reversal, if you know what I mean. But, so we just tapped into this 5-minute gap. I would have liked to see it pull deeper into the gap, because that's, like, that's barely tapping into the gap. And there's no inversions coming out of it. So I want it to go deeper in the gap. I'm not gonna lie though, I'll think about like how a daily candlestick forms, but I've never really thought about a week, like only on Friday sometimes I think with a weekly candlestick, but because sometimes on Friday I'll say, oh, Friday should pull back a little bit if we're overextended, but I want to look, are we going to open? Honestly, there's a chance in like, if we keep consolidating, we might open up a 15-minute gap here. I mean, maybe not, honestly. We're going to keep dumping like that. So, I mean, I marked out, we're about to hit equilibrium, like 50% of the gap. You said his YouTube recap of the cook today? It probably will, honestly. I have mad respect for Ivan, honestly. I feel like his demeanor is so calm, too. I feel like some people that make a lot of money, they're like yelling at the camera, and they're like, no one's doing it like me. I feel like Ivan's like, I feel like he says no one does it like me, but he's calm about it. Like, because he knows no one's doing it like him. I don't know. He said every account he owns, he hits on today. I'm not surprised. We edged equilibrium of this 5-minute gap. I like how we at least open up a 1-minute gap. So that at least might give me some opportunity for an inverse coming up. If it takes too long, we're going to open up a 2-minute. I got to go to MNQ. How big is the stop loss going to be? So if I were to take this, it'd be like a 50-point stop. So that would be 4 contracts on MNQ. So honestly, if this... We did not hit OTE of the gap, but we came close to equilibrium of it. He said, Ivan loves seeing other people do it well, but he also knows that he's the guy that does it all. Yeah. So we opened up this 2-minute gap. So currently this 2-minute gap is the highest time frame gap in the current price leg. So I would be looking for an inverse through that. You said the markets make me fall asleep like Asia. I mean, this isn't as bad as Asia. This is more interesting than Asia in my opinion. At least we're pulling back into gaps. I feel like last night during Asia, I feel like we took 10 years to pull back into a 5-minute gap. And once we did, it just did nothing. You said, I'm just trying to see it run in one direction. I feel like, aren't we all? So we're going to open up this 4-minute gap up here. So at that point, I would be looking for an inverse through this 4-minute. We still didn't even hit 50% of the gap. We came really close. I'd say right now it's slower, yeah. I feel like it'd be like that sometimes, though. I feel like at the open, we'll have some explosive move real quick. It'll chill out for a little bit. And like we might consolidate for a bit. We might manipulate below this range and start continuing. So I mean, this right here is 10 a.m. open. So I always mark out 10 a.m. open. It's like the start of a new 4-hour and a new 1-hour candle. So it's pretty significant. So ideally, I would like to see 10 a.m. like manipulate down. So we put in the wick on the 4-hour candle. Oh, Vized, we just hit OTE of the gap. So, I mean, we did actually open up a tiny 15-minute gap. Get rid of all these drawings. So you can see we've tapped into a 15-minute gap now. So I always say like the higher time frame holds the higher power. So so we're delivering from a 15 instead of a 5. So it's technically a higher rated setup now. Honestly, if we can open up like this 5-minute gap and give me a good close through that, that honestly wouldn't be the worst either. But I would need to see like a good bullish reaction through it eventually. 100-point stop loss is crazy. And honestly, like this 15-minute gap is probably going to be a really good condition where honestly, like if we invert this 15-minute gap, I'm just going to flip bias and be bearish. Because like honestly, like if we are going to continue bullish, there's literally no reason why we should invert this 15-minute gap over here. So we're starting to give a reaction off this 15-minute gap. Definitely getting a reaction. So we've already manipulated below 10 a.m. open. So if we were to invert like this 5-minute gap after, honestly, I'd be really comfortable taking this trade. Obviously, I still gotta wait for a close to the 5 minutes of confirmation, and my break-even point would be this like high up here. You said, yeah, today's search and destroy. So far, honestly, it's kind of search and destroy. Because honestly, I feel like if we're not going to react off this 15-minute gap and invert it, like, I feel like we're just going from side to side and back and forth. Yeah, I was looking at, like, what happened pre-market. Oh, the 15-minute chart. I feel like it looked kind of messy, honestly. Like, when you mark out the session highs and lows, like Asia highs got put in and got, like, immediately taken. Like, London highs got put in, got immediately taken. I want to say, did ES do the same thing? Forget. Yeah, ES low-key kind of did the same thing. Well, London highs were left behind, but they ended up getting taken eventually. So we've opened up this 5-minute gap over here. For me to take a long, I want to see this next 5-minute candle, like, give me a strong close through this gap. And, like, I wouldn't want to see it take too long to do it either. Like, I'd want to see, like, displacement up, like, pretty much right now. or at least in the next 4 minutes. So I think my fib was drawn wrong. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I feel like every time I draw fibs, I draw them wrong. I mean, I'm not a fib guy, though. You said, although the 5-minute one extends so long, maybe that'll deliver later in the day? Maybe. So it's starting to react up a bit. We're holding this 15-minute gap somewhat. Oh yeah, we're starting to hold this 15-minute gap. This is like the reaction I want to see. The only thing is, I don't want my break-even point to get taken before I get an entry. So I still have to wait 3 minutes for this candle to close. What else is Dodgy saying he took? Dodgy takes every setup in existence. So we have, what, 2.5 minutes until this candle closes? Honestly, if this candle wants to shoot up and close through this gap, I'll probably try this long. But I don't like the reaction I'm seeing right now. So I need to wait like 1.5 minutes for this candle to close. I honestly think there's still a chance it might shoot up like last second. And that would be ideal for me because at least that 5-minute candle would close strong. Because I don't like when there's like big wicks on top of the candle. Or bottom if we're doing a bearish setup, but... You said I still see bullish here? Yeah, I'm bullish. I'm waiting for confirmation of like a close through this gap, but I'm still leaning bullish. Ooh, I want this thing to shoot up like in the next 20 seconds and close through this. It's probably not going to happen, but when shoot up. Little higher? Little higher? Little higher? I might get this close here. Fuck you. I would have, I want to check NQ actually, wait. NQ didn't close through either now. Oh, I would have taken that if we actually closed through that gap, but we technically held it. I would have just went for 1-to-1 if I did take that. So obviously I'm not in this trade. I mean, if I get the next candle, like let's say if this next candle wants to give me a good close somehow still, I'll try it, but... One thing I don't like, I feel like internally we're building like some stacked lows, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but... So I have 3 minutes until this next candle closes. The main thing I'm afraid of is I feel like this, in the next 3 minutes, we're probably just going to shoot up and take this break-even point so I can't enter. You said, I'm going to say high of day is 25,081. 25,081. So like pretty much somewhere right above previous day high. Oh, I guess it'll, so you're saying it'll fill pretty much all that new week opening gap. It's not a bad target, honestly. New week opening gaps are strong draws. I'm sure there's obviously other levels that align with that, but I feel like me that's the first thing I see though, that new week opening gap. That's what stands out to me about it. So, you know, I don't want to jinx it, but I have, what, 2 minutes until this next candle closes. If this next candle wants to give me a good close, I'm still going to try this trade. I mean, yeah, it's not the best with that wick up top, but I feel like I'm pretty confident in this, like, higher time frame wise. Like, only if we close through the 5 minute, but... I just gotta make sure I go back to MNQ, so I take 2 contract of MNQ and not NQ. Oh, you said there's a 4 minute IFVG, but the 5 didn't close? Yeah, I'm waiting for the 5. Said I'm back, boys and girls. What's up, Bicep? You said do 2 contracts on NQ. I'm good off that. You know, I'm not gonna lie. There was one time I was streaming and I accidentally did like 2 or 3 contracts on NQ instead of MNQ. And I remember I was like, oh my god. I was like bugging out on stream for a second. I think I only lost like $100. I got lucky. That 5 minute gap's holding though, which is low-key kind of annoying. Is it up for the day though? Oh yeah, you took some trade on what you thought was gold and you realized was NQ later. I'm pretty sure. I think I saw that this morning. You said, bro, that's how I lost my first eval. I traded on NQ. You said Ivan teaches to start a 5 micros, 1 mini. Yeah, I mean, that's not. I agree with that. I mean, I personally use more of like a position size calculator where I tell it how big my stop loss is going to be and what size my account is. And like how much I want to risk and all that. So I want to pay attention to this candle close right here. Because honestly, if we invert this 15 minute gap, I was going to be bearish. You said 3 minis on a 50k. Yeah, like 1k will disappear in 5 seconds. What's up, GC Trading Systems? How are you? You know, you might be proud of me. I actually took a trade based off order flow. I think I was telling you yesterday, you said you get long? Yeah, I actually did take a long. Which account is the executions? It was eval. Oh, I took it on MNQ, that's why. So this is like my first order flow trade I've really taken on stream. Well, I went long. Let me go to the 1 minute chart. And what? 24,741. I put my stop down there, and I targeted all these highs up here. I gotta refresh my chart. You said, Timothy, after you hit TP on order flow, I downloaded Bookmap again. I mean, if it helps you guys. But yeah, that was like a 3-to-1 trade. I really couldn't have gotten an entry using inversions here, though. Like, I was looking for an entry using, like, inversions, and I just couldn't get one. So, nice. Thanks, GC. You take any trades today? You said I'll use it for TP. I mean, yeah, you don't gotta, like... And just because you download Bookmap doesn't mean you have to use it, like, 100%. You can, like... You can just, at first, use it for, like, little things. Like, you could look at the hot areas. You can look at, like... You don't gotta use all of it at once. Said not yet. Nothing wrong with that. You said not ICT forever, but I'll add order flow. Yeah, I think, at least currently, the way I'm trying to handle it is, like, I'll still use ICT concepts the way I've learned them. I'll just use order flow as, like, a confirmation or, like, an entry, if that makes sense. I gotta get, which account am I on? The qualified account. I don't like how there's these, like, equal lows down here. Well, they're relative equal lows, but I still don't like it. You said flunked my integral calculus exam. Sorry to hear that, Pillow. Honestly, I was never the best at calculus either. Calculus is hard. Like, I was good in math, and it's, like, I was even doing good in pre-calc, but once I got to actual calc, I was cooked. You said lost half my live account and fought for my life to be up $15 for the day. I'm done. Definitely stay done. But I'm glad you didn't keep the losses. At least you finished up for the day. I mean, no offense. Were you over risking? I mean, because how do you lose half your live account? I feel like, me personally, I feel like my risk parameters don't allow me to ever lose half my account in one day at any point. If that makes sense. You said you'll be a hero in the markets, bro. Don't worry. Yeah, you don't need integral calculus. You need order flow. No, I'm kidding. You just need NQ. How about that? I can't start dick riding order flow too hard yet. Oh, this is boring chop. Honestly, not gonna lie. At least I never got that inverse. I would have, if we did close that 5-minute gap, I would have taken a long that I wouldn't be happy about right now, but. You said definitely over risked. I have a small live account too, trading back and forth from live and prop. I forget that I can't risk the same amount. Yeah, you definitely cannot risk the same amount. But like, at least you'll learn your lesson, right? Like next time, you'll maybe think about this experience when you think about over risking again. You said, why is that 5 minutes so strong? I don't know, honestly. I really want to see it close to this 5 minute. He said, yeah, Professor Tim lunches on me. Well, from your $15 win, you can keep your $15 in the account. Thank you, though. Are we going to close to this 5 minute? I guess not. Oh my god, this 5 minutes pissing me off. I feel like the only reason I would consider taking this long at this point, like I know it's taking absolutely forever to close through. But like if we did close through it, I feel like there'd be a good order block. I feel like I know Aidenomics, I feel like he always calls them nested blocks. I don't know if that's an actual term. But like essentially it's like an order block nested inside an inverse. So like imagine we pull up into the inverse, give a down close candle, and then close through the gap. So it's like I don't really look at order blocks too much, but at least that would be something where like if we trade back down, we're tapping into an inverse and an order block. If I had to guess though, I feel like this thing's gonna run up. You said I'll send my trade to the Discord. Price was clean today. That's what's up. You said I need me some good broker. Well, I think you live in Canada. I feel like there's different. I feel like the US is a little more strict in which brokers you can use. So I use Webull, really easy and user friendly. I'm sure there's better out there. I mean, yeah, I feel like if you're a beginner, like you really can't go wrong with Webull. This is English. Webull and Robinhood. But I feel like they're not that good. Robinhood does futures, but I feel like if you really want to be a futures trader, I think Tradeify. I know you hate Tradeify, but I just like you can trade Tradeify inside TradingView. So wait, Webull supports futures? Actually, I don't think Webull does supports futures. I could be wrong. I'll Google it right now. I mean, there's a section of their website that literally says the future of futures is here. Yeah, I guess it does. I didn't know that. So the cheapest one you can trade is $70. Oh, intraday margin. I guess they want $202 for one MNQ. That's acceptable. You said, is leverage good? Well, the thing is, the intraday leverage is you need $202.51 for one MNQ. But if you go, I know you hate Tradeivate, but if you go to Tradeivate, I'm relatively sure it's only $100 margin requirement per You said no likes is diabolical. What's up, Anthony? How are you? I mean, yeah, if you guys don't mind, hit the thumbs up button. It does help me out on YouTube. Oh, you said never mind, I refreshed. What's up, Tim? What's up, Anthony? Yeah, I wasn't even looking at the like count. And I was like, oh, really? You said I had less than $202 and traded. I guess it's probably just for MNQ, like the micro Nasdaq futures. I guess it could be different for ES and YM. I could actually check right now. Oh yeah, I guess for MES it looks like you only need 133. Is MYN? Oh, and for MYN you only need which is like the Dow, you only need like $82. It looks like. I mean, I think they might let you dip below it, if you know what I mean, and they'll be nice. I can't guarantee that. There's no shot I'm getting entry on this. Yeah, I mean, I would have entered. So what's up, Timothy? Came here to give you a like and also add a notification so people will be encouraged to like the stream. Oh wait, you said add a notification? Oh, I know what you mean. Like, I know some people have something where like you sub, it'll be like thanks for the sub. I know I've seen people too, they have like chats on screen in the corner. I should look into upping my stream quality, honestly. Thank you for that. Wonder, it says I have 9 likes. Oh, thanks for the likes, guys. Appreciate that. Interesting. Are you a real person? PR_Year? To do that, trust? I honestly might. I don't know if it's possible to do that for people liking the stream. Now, I can probably only do it for subs, but it's not a bad idea, honestly. Yeah, and I'm not taking this 5-minute anymore. It's just like, it's so far away. The break-even point's like right next to it. The stop loss size would be crazy. I'm not taking that. Like, if we close through the 5-minute gap, like over here, I would have taken this. But, I never got that, unfortunately. You said bro's gonna lose his sponsorship. He's trying to do some reverse psychology. Oh, yeah, yeah. I was so confused by that comment. I'm like, dude, why are you bringing it up? Like, I'm not doing that whatsoever right now. Like, you said I'm starting to like trading Asia for props more and more. Honestly, in my experience, one of the reasons I like Gold Asia, like, it might be really boring, but I feel like certain nights, it just trends so cleanly. Like, sometimes we'll be trending in one direction, and I feel like we just tap back into a 5 or a 15-minute gap. We just reject right back out of there. You said, how would I ever know that without your warning? Oh, and just so you guys know, if I were to have taken this trade, I would be break even. So yes, cleaner trends. Yeah, because I feel like there can be a lot of manipulation at the Nasdaq opening. That's the same dude. If you see, I mean, I do agree with you, but like, why are you coming in my stream to let everyone know that? Like, I mean, I have never promoted that place once in my life. I've never promoted any place similar to that in my life. You said, bro, NQ is so juicy during London. You said I'm too sleepy. At least where I live, like in my time zone, if I trade in London, it would kill my sleep schedule. Because London for me is between like, let's say like 2 or 3 and like up until like 5 or 6 in the morning, sometime around there, right? Depending on daylight saving time. But I'm really not trying to be trading in the exact middle of the night. You said, bro, I work night shift. Yeah, I guess you're probably not trading Asia. So I'm still bullish bias. What I'm looking for at this point is we're probably going to create this 5-minute gap over here. I want to see this 5-minute gap come back to, like, I want to see price come back to it, trade back into it, and then give me a reaction out of it. Like, pretty much the same logic I had before, right? Like, we traded back into a 15-minute gap. We inverted a 5-minute gap. That was going to be my entry. Kind of the same thing here. I'm waiting for a pullback into this 5-minute, and I'll look for a lower time frame inverse. You said bias is cooking. Yeah, honestly, that was one of the reasons I started getting into order flow, though. It was pissing me off that my bias was right so many days. Like, I kept calling where price is going to go, but I just couldn't get inversions going toward there. I feel like I am low-key kind of good at calling price. I'm not saying I'm the best. Like, there's definitely people out there better than me, but... Yo, well, I'm not gonna lie. Why do I bother streaming to Kick? Like, I've been streaming to Kick every morning for like 3 months. Have I actually seen a single real person? I think I should give someone $5 for the first real person in my Kick chat. That can prove they're not a bot. Well, I think there was one person that was a real person, but he used to just come to my stream and put different emojis that I assume made fun of me. Like, he put like a cooked emoji. Like, because I guess Kick has a bunch of weird emojis. You said head over to Kick then. That's a good answer. Isn't that Vizid? Did you just copy and paste the same message that the other dude sent? I like how he's like, earn 1.5k per stream. Dude, what? I want to know what streamer besides like Aiden Ross is doing 1.5k per stream. Is Aiden Ross even still popular? Yeah. Kane's like, give me the $5. I mean, You said you beat me? You know, I'm not gonna lie, yo, Kane, if you accept crypto, DM me. Why not? You said, hi, I'm new here. Thank you for making these live streams. I'm gonna come over more over the next few weeks. Sorry if my grammar is not the best. I'm from Germany. Well, I appreciate you stopping by whenever you can. Yeah, I like doing free live streams, honestly. So I feel like I'm trading anyway, and it's cool talking to people while I trade. You said, damn, nice English. Yeah, honestly, that was good English. You said, what highs could I aim for when I'm right now in a long, in your opinion? So the main thing I think we're going toward right now is I marked out previous day high. Because like, if we look at the daily chart, right? So the high from Monday, I feel like we're going toward right here. So at least on NQ futures, it's like this 25,059 level. And there's also a new week opening gap. So like, I'm not too sure if you're familiar with what that is. But so on the turnover between, this is the close on Friday night. So this is Friday night's closing price. And then the market's going to reopen Sunday at 6 p.m. So this is the reopening price. So if you look, there's actually a gap between the previous week's closing price and then the opening price, and we've never filled it in. So I feel like a lot of times, like once we do open up these like new week opening gaps, we come back and fill them in, and we've never actually filled in this new week opening gap. So like not only is this previous day high, but it's the start of a new week opening gap. So it's two separate draws I like targeting. Oh, and on top of that too, we actually did we put it in SNT at previous day low. So like I'm not too sure if you're familiar with SNTs are. But it's like an ICT concept where like I look at ES and NQ, and this is one of the reasons why, where like if we look at previous day low, ES actually came down and took out previous day low, but NQ actually never did. So there's like an SMT there. So like I don't look at every SMT and think, oh, it's gonna play out, but I feel like if there's like an SMT at a key area I'm looking at, it'll like give me a little more context. You said, what's your plans for the day, Tim? Honestly, I know later in the day, I have a good YouTube video in mind I want to film. Because I'm technically an affiliate for both Tradeify and Alpha Futures. So I want to make a YouTube video comparing them and saying like which type of person would want to go with Tradeify and which type of person would want to go with Alpha. Because I do feel like they both have their own pros and cons, and they're both good companies. I've just been going back and forth in my head. Like technically there's like affiliate agreements, and like technically I signed agreements to be an affiliate and all that. So I was reading through and I'm like, are any of these companies going to sue me for saying negative things about them? Like, it's not like, I'm going to be honest, like, but because I just get scared that giving my honest thoughts will lead to me getting sued, if that makes sense. But I'm pretty sure I'm fine. I mean, it's not like I'm going to intentionally say anything. It's like derogatory. You said, I know what you mean. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm just going to read through the rules and give my opinions, but like, I'm not trying to get sued. You said people who don't speak English for the first time be like, day is splendid, the night is fruitful. You said, glad I took that NQ trade during London. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, if I had to guess right now, I mean, obviously I'll still look for a setup, but I feel like this might be a no trade day for me, using ICT at least. But bro wanted to let us know for a third time not to use that, okay guys? He said, do you script your videos before filming or go with the flow? I feel like it honestly depends on the specific video. Like certain videos, I have a script, and I actually, so like I usually film a lot of videos in this chair right here, and I kind of set my camera up over there, and I actually have a different computer monitor like behind the camera. It's like, it's basically like a TV, and I actually put notes behind the camera. So sometimes I'll script it out, but I feel like sometimes if I do like, if I do like stories about my life or like I feel like motivational like mindset videos, I typically just do those off the top of my head, honestly. You said signing up right now. You said bros family. Yeah, that's so weird. Like he's not advertising to the correct guys, don't let this reverse psychology work. So we have traded back into a 5-minute gap. I just don't like how overextended we are. It's possible we can maybe pull back into like this other 5-minute gap down here. That would be higher rated, but I just don't like taking inversions when we're like all the way up in this range up here. He said, I'm curious now a bit. I mean, you can look at their website, but think about it like this. Like, if you're a day trader, you're playing with probabilities and you're putting the probabilities in your favor. If you do any form of gambling, you're doing something where you're putting the probabilities against your favor. Because every single casino in the world, for it to stay in business, they have to rig the probabilities in their favor, right? So, like, if you think whenever you're doing any form of gambling casino thing, right? Like, eventually, if you stay there for long enough, you're eventually going to lose money. And I feel like as a day trader, it's like, you don't want to have, like, net expected value as a trader and then lose your money to net expected value as a... I don't know. I just feel like as a trader, you're already seeing your money fluctuate enough. I feel like there's no reason to gamble on the side. Unless you're pulling in bread. Like, I feel like TJR, like, he has so much money, he can play with money for fun. But, like, I don't recommend gambling. You said, Tim, we both called this bang up. That's what's up, Anthony. Yeah, I think your target is right above mine. Like, I think we're going toward previous day high right now, which is, forget where. We're honestly getting close to previous day high. You said bros eliminating the competition. So it would be nice if we can come out and sweep this low inside this 5-minute gap. I might look for longs off that. The only thing I got to be careful of... You said, yeah, were you able to see my message about checking Instagram DMs? If you sent a message in the chat about checking Instagram DMs, I missed it. But I know it probably says your request has to be accepted. Bro, your charts look very similar to Ivan's, I feel like. That's what's up. You said, when did you start day trading? So, I mean, I've been trading for a really long time, honestly. I, like, first got into trading at the end of 2018. I had no idea what I was doing at first, though. I would just throw money around. I would buy random, like, options contracts. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. It was just fun. And then I kind of took a break, and I kind of got back into it, like, let's say 2022, sometime around there, like mid-2022. And from there, I kind of got really serious about it. So I kind of count my real start points, like, mid-2022. So I've been, like, trading seriously for, like, 3.5 years. But it honestly, even from that point, it still took me a long time to get profitable. Like, I feel like trading is a very hard thing, because, like, even if you do find a strategy that works really well, even after you find a good strategy, you still have to work on, like, your mindset, and, like, it's just hard on you mentally. But if you never give up, eventually, you'll be successful. Just always have the mindset of being 1% better every day. But you said, we rock the same thing. You can see the 0.4 playing on both sides. You said you're profitable? Yeah, I'm profitable right now, yeah. I've been profitable for, like, I guess I'd say a year. Maybe a little more. You said the psychology of trading is the hardest part to get over. I mean, yeah, I would agree. Say congrats, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the thing is, I feel like profitability, it's not like a thing where it's like, oh, I'm profitable, I can like let up, if that makes sense. I feel like profitability is the thing where it's like you just because you make money over time doesn't mean you can like let up, if that makes sense. I feel like if at any point you let up on your trading and start like being more lax with it, I feel like you just get like cooked. You said this weekend I'll something myself into order flow. You said I think your psychology can get worse as you go, but in the start, if it's bad. Bro said I'll become one with order flow and it will become me. I think my stream's probably gonna freeze for 5 seconds. But yeah, that honestly is true with psychology going downhill. I feel like it's like you can be really like disciplined, but it's like if you take like a bunch of losses back to back, like at that point the human brain starts to question like things like, is what I'm doing really right? Should I go outside my plan? Stuff like that. And like as a trader, like if you know your plan works over time, you really shouldn't start going outside of it. Yo, this is some diabolical chop right here. He said if I were you, I'd freeze my screen, make a funny face for 5 seconds. You know, I actually saw some dude who was on TikTok, and he took a picture of him like in his bed, like he was just knocked out in the back of his like camera, and he froze it there, and then he was calling it a sleep stream, and he had a trade playing out. If that makes sense. So like his camera was frozen, but he was actually in front of the computer. If you guys know like Will Options, like Will Jordan. See, honestly, he's a great trader. You said valid. Yeah, I know my strategy works, so I just need to get a bit better with psych. I'll never have problems. At least the nice thing is, in a minute and a half, we're going to open up a 15-minute gap. So I like 15-minute gaps over 5-minute gaps for continuations, obviously. And we still have yet to take previous day high up here. So I feel like that's the draw we're trending toward right now. You said might be done for the day. Honestly, I mean, if we take previous day high and I don't get an entry, I'll be done for the day. You said I saw Jeffrey talking about how Wall Street makes everything look hard and how to manipulate the market. You said bro hasn't heard of the AMD model. He said finally 0.2 smacked. But yeah, I saw that clip of Jeffrey too. I think it was interesting. He was talking about how the best traders, one of the reasons they give for why they take trades is like intuition. Like he was saying like he would see some of these people who make crazy trades and he'd ask them like why exactly did you enter? And they would just say like, oh, I had a feeling. And it's like I honestly get where he's coming from. Like, there are certain trades where I just sit there and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, like, we've swept London lows, there's an SMT, there's a 5-minute inverse, like, stuff like that. I feel like if I see a bunch of conditions line up, I just think to myself, it is so obvious right now we're going to do something. I feel like it just comes from market experience, stuff like that. But oh, I want to see us pull back into this 15-minute gap before we take previous day high. You said, I believe the intuition part. Whenever I have a feeling of where the market will go, but I don't take it, I just observe. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about intuition and like discretion, though, I feel like it's earned. Like, I feel like when you first get into trading, it's not like you can be discretionary. I feel like you need like a trading plan and a model. It's like almost like your training wheels. But like, I feel like once you get a lot of experience in the market, like at that point, you can start adding a little discretion. And I was thinking about lately, I feel like that's also part of the reason I started adding order flow in a bit. Is because I feel like I have gotten to the point of a trader where like, I feel like I keep calling, like so many days I call the draws so right. Like, I don't know. I want to see us pull back to this 15-minute gap. You said true intuition in the market might be a better, is an educated guess. I mean, yeah. You said, is order flow really helpful? Like combined with ICT concepts? I have no clue. I mean, honestly, I've only been trading order flow for like a week now. I literally just introduced it into my trading. But I think it's helpful combined with ICT concepts. Because like essentially like if you get like an order flow level that lines up with what you're seeing with ICT concepts, I feel like it gives you a really good like confluence. And the thing about order flow is I feel like it's kind of undeniable. Like that's one of the reasons I kind of like it a little bit. Is like, for example, if there's an area where there's a bunch of orders sitting, like if those orders get filled, like there's some logic behind that, right? It's like we should go up. But you said all trading is discretion or else everyone would create bots. I mean, that is true, honestly. People ask me how I feel about like AI trading bots, and I always tell them like if there's something you can program a robot to do, like even if it works right now, I feel like it's not going to work over a long period of time. And I feel like a lot of those AI trading robots, I feel like they rely on things such as like low spread, where they like manipulate the low spread and just be like scalping very small positions. Or they'll be trading like a really like negative risk to reward. You said, did you see the Justin Whelan situation? Yeah, I saw the Justin Whelan situation. I know he like uploaded the video and then deleted it. I saw someone re-uploaded it and I gotta watch it. I never actually watched the full video. I just heard everyone talk about it. You know, I don't know why. Sometimes I use Reddit. I guess someone posted on the Top Step X subreddit, they said Sunday Open is a free money glitch. I wouldn't say that. He's talking, I guess he's saying his strategy, which low-key sounds kind of like, sounds low-key a little dumb. He's just saying that over the past few months, he's noticed that price consistently just chooses one direction. It says it makes an M or W and hits the objective. Bro says it hits 90% of the time. You said you watching the Ivan YouTube recap today or not? Honestly, I might. I'm not going to switch to trading how he trades, but I am interested in what he has to say. Because I'm pretty sure he be posting recaps like almost every single day, or like actually every single day, I'm pretty sure, right? You said, did you take any trades today? So I did not take any ICT trades, but I have been getting into trading like order flow and Bookmap. So I've been doing that in eval just to mess around with it. So I actually ended up taking one trade using like Bookmap, which actually played out pretty well. I'm just trying to change over to MNQ. So was it this account? I guess it was the other one. Yeah, so I took a long at, I went long at what, 24,741. So I went long there. I actually was aiming to go long a little bit lower, but the candle kind of like flicked up as soon as I tried to enter. And I actually went for a 1 to 3, selling at like the top of all these like stacked highs. So, but this is the first trade I've taken using order flow. And it's on eval too, so it's like, oh, you hit a 3 to 1, but it's on eval, so it's like, I don't know. But it's definitely proof of concept, which I'm kind of happy about. But, so we are in the 11 a.m. macro. You said, bro, bottom ticked. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm not really a bottom ticker, but it kind of happened. I low-key did bottom tick, though. I mean, I was trying to enter somewhere like when it broke this candle, I'm pretty sure. And it entered me up there, but that pretty much was the bottom tick for the day, though, honestly. I was also keeping in mind, though, there was an SMT with previous day low. So, like, I know previous day low is kind of like down here, but ES already took it and started reacting off of it. So I was like, yeah, whatever. Imagine if one day I can get to the point where I can bottom tick and then hold all the way to something like previous day high for like a 20 RR. That's probably not realistic, but you said, yeah, I took the same thing just off the 1 minute IFVG. That's what's up. I think someone else here took that 1 minute IFVG, I'm pretty sure too. Oh, yeah, I missed you. You said any new info is good. I mean, that is definitely true, yeah. You said see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Good luck, guys. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a good rest of your day. We are just edging this 15-minute gap. Are we finally going to hit it? You said what time you ending stream? Probably a little after 11. Because I stopped trading AM session at 11:10. So if I can't find any entry before 11:10, I'll stop. But I think there's a chance that we might have like a good 11 a.m. play, maybe. Is there a 30-second gap here? I just don't like the structure in here, though, honestly. I feel like I'm mostly just looking to see if I can catch a last-minute long to produce that high. And there's literally... Oh, wait, there's a tiny 2-minute I missed. Oh, I missed this 2-minute, okay. So there is a 2-minute gap. There's no 3-minute. There's no 4-minute. There's no 5-minute. So, I mean, I would still need confirmation to take a long. So, like, let's say if we start shooting up and we close through this 2-minute. I'd go break even at that high up there. If I were to take this. Honestly, I might just go for previous day high if I get this entry. So there's like, what, 15 seconds until this candle closes? I mean, if this candle magically flies up in 10 seconds, I'd take this 2-minute long, but... not yet. I mean, if this next 2-minute candle wants to like shoot up and close really bullish, I would try a long off that. I mean, we're delivering from like a higher time frame 15-minute gap. If we get a close to that, that'd be the highest time frame gap in the current leg. I might not get that entry though, honestly. I mean, I like how we're building like stacked highs, but I just feel like this isn't the reaction I want to see. You said if you took shorts at the 0.2 ejection, it would actually hit. Or -2, I should say, not 0.2. You said we had equal lows? Oh yeah, probably those. Honestly, I would like if we can open up the 3-minute, which is probably not going to happen. There's no 4-minute. There's probably not going to be a 5-minute. I mean, we're having some small reaction up right now. A little bit. Yeah, I guess we're not going to open up that 3-minute gap. There's no 4-minute. There's a chance at this point we might actually open up this 5-minute. Which, that would be funny. It'd be the same situation as before, where it's like this first trade I wanted, we pulled into a 15-minute gap, we inverted to 5. It'd be the same situation with this trade, where like we're pulling into a 15-minute gap. And then I want to see like a 5-minute inversion coming out of there. But the thing is, honestly, if this candle's not going to close to this either at 11:05 or 11:10, I'm not going to take this trade. But this is pretty much the last thing I'm looking to see on the day, honestly. And then afterwards, I'll do my recap for the day. But you know, speaking of Ivan trades, I don't know if you guys know Claudia trades, but Claudia trades just posted how she passed her. There's no shot, you can see that. Well, essentially all she's saying is she passed her 100k standard eval, and then she goes, "Thanks for teaching me fibs at Ivan Trades official." So I guess she must have learned from oh, Ivan actually commented beautiful work, and she posted like 10 minutes ago. Interesting. Ivan's teaching Claudia fibs. Oh, you said she's a student in there. Interesting. Oh, you said I saw her in the meeting this morning? Or when you said in there, I guess. I don't know if it's a meeting or whatever, but yeah, in the server, yeah. So we've opened up this 5-minute gap. If we can close through the 5-minute gap, I'll take a long, but I mean, if we just keep just falling, I mean, oh, you say it's a Discord server call? I mean, I get the general logistics. Oh, where's previous day high? You said she was taking some good 3-to-1s. That's what's up. I feel like Claudia is like the goated girl trader. Oh my god, don't even... Oh god. B said the fib bottom ticked today at 0.4 on both sides. That's what's up. Yeah, I was looking at that pick. I mean, I feel like I'm not the biggest fib guy, so like I feel like some of that looks like noise to me, if that makes sense, but yeah, the 0.4 is the blue line. I guess it's the blue line again, the 0.4. Ooh, there's actually a chance I might get an entry on this, maybe. So if I did take this, my break-even point would be up here. So this is a 41 point stop loss. I might not get an entry on this, honestly. I like how there's like basically not a 5-minute gap on MNQ. Interesting. That's a big discrepancy between NQ and MNQ. But I pretty much need price to chill out for the next 2.5 minutes, because if it keeps going higher, it's going to take my break-even point. Look at this 1-minute candle. Oh my god. Ooh. I definitely might not get an entry on this. I can barely get a 1-to-1 at previous day high. No, I actually can't even get a 1-to-1 at previous day high now. I feel like if it closes where it is right now, I might... Nah. I'm probably not getting an entry. I mean, I'll wait to see if maybe I get lucky, but the chances of me getting an entry on this are very small. I mean, it's pulling back, but I also don't like there's a wick up top in this candle. I'm thinking really hard, honestly. I mean, this is a shit setup. I really can't take this. Because this candle's closing so high up, the break-even point's like 10 points away with like a 50-point stop. And it's probably going to take that high right before the candle closes. I mean, it's pulling back a little bit, but like, it's just not enough. Should I try this? That's a little bit of a pullback. I'm just hoping it'll flush through my break-even point. Right? Because, I mean, like the way we're moving now, I could definitely see it just flying through my break-even point. I hope I'm on the right account. I'm not even on the right account. Whatever. Whatever. I mean, it's probably going to be a break-even trade, to be honest. So I'm break-even there already. Very quick break-even. because we took the internal high. I pretty much want to see this thing just continue to previous day high. You said, did you take any trades today? I took one trade earlier in the day using like order flow, because I'm recently getting into that. So I took this like 3-to-1 over here, and I'm trying one more, just like 1-to-1 long to previous day high, but I gotta stop the break even on it, so whatever. I feel it was worth a shot, because I feel like we were experiencing some good displacement up, and previous day high was getting close, but yeah, I'm done for the day. There's no way I'm taking any more trades after that. So I'll do my recap for the day though. So coming into the session, when I first started, I actually did say I had a bullish bias. So like why I said I had a bullish bias. So on the daily, we did invert this daily fair value gap over here, just extremely barely. So, I mean, technically that's a bullish indication. Like, the real thing that made me a lot more bearish, though, was when you look on the 4-hour, I'm sorry, bullish. On the 4-hour, we opened up this 4-hour gap right here, and we immediately closed through it. So, like, the way I view ICT concepts, at that point, the next draw should be, like, this high up here, or, like, maybe previous day high up here, right? Because we have a new week opening gap above as well. So, we inverted that 4-hour gap. I'm not going to lie, I did question my bias. Like, we came all the way down here, and I was like, okay, maybe we want to take these lows or something. But the first trade I took was just based on order flow, so I'm pretty much trying to learn order flow. It's literally my first day trading order flow, so I just did it on eval. But the first trade that I took, if we go to MNQ, I'll have the executions on. So why did I take this first trade, right? I'll refresh my chart so that candle comes back. But, so the reason I took this first trade, whatever. Okay, there we go. So, we pulled down at open. I did have a higher time frame bullish bias. We put in all of these stacked highs. So, like, that's essentially low resistance liquidity. Like, I love targeting that. I feel like stacked highs are always a good draw. So, we pushed down, left behind the stacked highs. So, I saw we took out, put the session indicator real quick. So we took out like London lows down here, and the SMT that I was looking at was, we actually had an SMT with like previous day low. So my face is in the way on ES, but if you look right there, you can see that low. So it swept the low from yesterday. It swept Monday's low, but NQ never did. So I'm saying, okay, there's an SMT at the low, and the main thing, obviously, so like I'm getting into Bookmap, there was a large Bookmap level with a bunch of orders resting at like, to my recollection, it was somewhere like down here, essentially, but we hit like one block of orders, and I noticed we bounced off it a little bit, they kind of disappeared, and then we had like another block of orders that came in, and I was like, you know what? I'll just buy. So I saw the way that this candle closed, because honestly, the way I'm looking at order flow currently is honestly, I'm like, I want to see it tap into a zone that aligns with my bias, and then I want to see the candles to start reacting. So it's not like I'm looking for an inverse. I just saw like one candle wick up, another candle wick up, and this one actually had like a bullish close. So once I saw that, I wanted to go long. I low-key did hesitate a bit. So I wanted to go long once we like broke above the high of this candle, honestly, like somewhere up here. The candle low-key just teleported up, so my fill actually was like up here, which honestly I'm okay with. So I had like a 45 point stop or whatever, but I targeted the high, well, it's low resistance, right? So that was a little over a 3-to-1 RR, which honestly wasn't a bad trade at all. Not a bad start to this order flow stuff. But from here, I was looking for longs using like ICT concepts for the rest of the day, because like I have been an ICT trader for a very long time. It's like my bias. But so at first, after the open, that was that push down we had. We opened up this 15-minute gap. So I was looking for a long out of this 15-minute gap. So what's the highest time frame gap in the current price leg? It ended up being this 5-minute gap, right? So I was waiting for us to close through this gap, Unfortunately, this candle right here did not close through the gap. Like, if you even candle didn't close through, it might go my way without giving me my entry. And like, I was right. Like, I feel like it didn't have the best reaction after, right? Because like, yeah, it did almost close through, come back down. But once it did close through, I really can't take this. 530 ticks. And like, the break-even point's so close. Did my stream cut out? I guess it cut out for a second. But, so yeah, I wasn't willing to take that. And from there, I was looking for one more trade. So, again, like, literally same story as that first trade. We opened up a 15-minute gap. So, it's pretty much time frame alignment, right? I want to see the bullish 15-minute gap hold, and then lower time frame, I want to see gaps getting inverted that are bearish. So, it's not that clear on MNQ, but if you go to NQ, and also, just so you guys know, if there's ever any discrepancies between MNQ and NQ, you always want to listen to NQ. Like, NQ holds the higher power. So, here's the gap on NQ. I guess it's still not that big, honestly, but it's a little bigger on NQ. But, there's that 5-minute gap. So, I wanted to see a close through the 5-minute gap. I did get that. I would have preferred if we could get a close up here. So, at least that point, I could go break even at the internal high and have a chance of not getting stopped at break even. Like, because for example, like in this trade, right? Like, I did get stopped at break even, but is it going to run to previous day high? Like, yeah, most likely. I'm just not willing to be like not break even when we take the internal high trading inversions, but so I'd say overall W day. I mean, I took one break even, which I want to say that second trade netted me a couple bucks. Does it show? Whatever, but yeah, I took 2 trades, one using order flow, 3-1, and I took 1 break even using ICT concepts. So I'll stay on for like a couple more minutes in case you guys have any questions, but I guess that's pretty much all I've got to say for today, honestly. And also, if you guys aren't in there already, I do have my free Discord. It's linked in the pinned comment as well as on my profile. And also, if you guys are looking for a prop firm to trade with, the 2 prop firms I like, Tradeify, they have like straight to funded accounts, the lightning plans. I also really like the select plan. You can get either daily payouts or you could get flex, which is similar to Top Step where you need like 5 winning days. I also like alpha futures as well, and at both those places, my discount code, which is code TIMB272, it will get you the best current discount at all times. So yeah, my free Discord. And also, if you guys are new here, I do live trade every single morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to trade Nasdaq futures. So definitely subscribe if you want more of this. Hit the thumbs up button. I wonder, did we hit previous day high yet? Ooh, this thing definitely would have hit. But, no, we still have yet to hit previous day high. We're getting close, though. I think we're going to hit previous day high, but I'm not willing to keep trading. Like, once it hits 11:10, like, if I'm not in any trades, that's always my strict cutoff point. Because I feel like once we get closer to lunch hour, like, price action gets more choppy, and I'm not the biggest fan. Yeah, so I guess you guys probably don't have any questions, right? Yeah, but I guess you guys probably don't have any questions. So I will wrap the stream here, but I do appreciate every single one of you guys that stopped by, asked some questions, came to hang out with me. I hope all you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Peace out.